Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. And thank you to everybody who sent me birthday wishes. I appreciate it. And so, some of you may have seen a post that I put up of some things that my daughter gave me as a gift, some essential oils, which she knows that I absolutely love essential oils, and especially essential oils from Mountain Rose Herbs, because their stuff is really, really, really good, high quality, certified organic, very effective. So um, I decided I was going to come on and do a video about some of the oils that she gave me, what you can use them for, and some other things. So if you are into energy work, or if you're just looking for a holistic way to kind of like improve your self-care, boost your mood, whatever, stay tuned, because you may find some benefit in the things that I'm about to share. So as some of you know, or most of you may know, or most of you may not know, um, I like to do a lot of energy work for myself using a variety of natural things, whether it be crystals, candles, essential oils, herbs, infused herbs. I like to put things together for my own health and well being, and to create the life that I want with a natural energy boost. So, I'm going to share some of that stuff with you today. If you have any questions about any of the information that I share, feel free to drop a comment below, or inbox me, and I will do my best to help you out. So, I just want to go over some of the oils that she got me. And one of the oils that she got me was Ylang Ylang essential oil. And so, if you have not used this oil, I love this oil. It smells so good. But Ylang Ylang, it is a natural aphrodisiac. So it is a intimacy attraction oil. That's not the only thing that it's for, as well as patchouli. And she got me some really nice big bottles. If you have used essential oils before, a 1 ounce bottle can last you for quite a while, because you're going to use a couple drops at a time or whatever. So anyway, I like these two. Let me hold it up, right? Sorry. I like these two oils together. All right, sorry about that. Gaia just should be doing the most when I decide to do a video. But anyway, so Ylang Ylang, this is a good, like I said, it's an aphrodisiac, but it's a good ingredient to use for a love oil and an attraction oil, as well as patchouli. I call patchouli like that old school love oil, because like when I smell patchouli, it just, I don't know, it put me back in the mind of like the 60s and the 70s, and like hippie love vibes. But anyway, I like using these two together because you can use this not only for attracting love to you, if you're trying to attract a romantic love. You can also use this to enhance your own self-love, to change your perception about how you view yourself. So if that's something that you're working on, maybe you are somebody who you tend to battle with a lot of negative thoughts or a bad view of yourself, whether it's habits that you have, your body, your financial state, whatever, you can use these two combined to help change your mindset. So I like to use these, like I said, in a love oil, and it's more like a general purpose love oil. You can also use this, let's say, if you're applying for a new job and you got to go in for an interview, you can do this to amplify the attraction to you as an applicant, so that when they view your resume or they interact with you, they're drawn, there's an appeal there. So even though you can use it for, like I said, romantic energy, you can also use it for favor within business itself. And so if you're going to use this for, um, let's say, like self-love, conditioning the mind, a good way to use this. So I'm not promoting this, but so I have like my deep conditioner. So here's a way you can do it. You can scoop out some of your deep conditioner, right, into a container, and then you can drop this baby in there, okay? Drop some of this in there, stir it in. So now you have this inside of your deep conditioner. And when you're mixing it, you're going to have the intention in mind of what you want to use it for. You want to condition, even though you're conditioning your hair, but you're going to condition your mind so that you will always have thoughts of love, high thoughts of yourself, appeal to who you are as a person. So when your deep conditioner is in, you're working on that head space. So that's a good little hack on how to do that. And so that's a good way to do that without having to buy, and I'm not knocking anybody's products, without having to buy like a complete finish oil from somebody that can cost a lot of money. Invest in you some good quality ylang. Don't try and get the whole 1 ounce bottle, because these oils can be expensive. If it's something you're using for yourself and it's the first time, get you the little small one. Like if anybody's seen the post, she got me like the really small bottle of the Australian sandalwood. That's a really expensive oil. Get you one of those little small 5 milliliter bottles, and so then you can start practicing and seeing what essential oils work for you. So remember, drop it in the conditioner, condition the mind for good thoughts. At the same time, if you are battling negative thoughts, right? Because in the picture, she did get me this other thing called Scotch pine. Pine is good if you are going to do anything with like cleansing the space around you, the energy, or banishing. Banishing is not necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't mean something that's like, oh my gosh, oh so bad, so evil. So it's just meaning whatever this thing is, I want it to stop. I don't want it to exist anymore. So how you can use this again with your conditioner. If you always have bad thoughts or you want to break the pattern of bad thoughts, get your conditioner, put your little piece of pine in there, because you want to stop. You want to cleanse yourself of the bad thoughts, but you also want to increase the love thoughts. So you can use these two in conjunction to serve a purpose. This won't X out that. They're working together, okay? So that is the intention that you set. And it's like the prayer that you speak over the product as you mix it together. So that's my little piece on that. Now also, I remember when I used to go to church a lot of times, Sundays after church, it would be, you would have those moments where you'd be like, oh, it was a high time in the spirit. It was such a great outpouring. But then you would find yourself that you would be so drained after the service. So drained. And it would go on that whole Sunday. And sometimes the more intense the service was until like that Monday or Tuesday. Okay. And what I have found is that in my experience in that world, a lot of people, the prayer warriors, intercessors, different ones, are taught to pour out, to help, to pray people. But at the same time, you open yourself up. But you're never really truly replenished from all of that energy that you done poured out. All of that. And then at the same time, when you're open and you've poured out so much, in a sense, you are vulnerable. Okay? And you can even pick up some of those weaknesses. So that is what will also cause that draining feeling as well. So what I found, and I don't have the one thing out here with me, when you come back from those type of services, get you, and I don't know if y'all can see it, the sun is coming in. This is just my hand soap, okay? Get you a bottle. You can even go to Dollar Tree. It doesn't have to be the best quality. You just need a base. Get you some hand soap. Again, like what you do with the hair conditioner. Pour this out, all right? And you can pour a little bit of pine in there, okay? If you have some hyssop, think about the Bible always say, purge me with hyssop, oh God. Hyssop is a very intense cleansing essential oil. And I'm going to get back to the love thing because I kind of veered off on this one a little bit. Put you some pine in that hand soap and a drop or two in hyssop. Go by smell. If it seems, when you put it in, you put like a drop or two, mix it, see how it smells, see how it makes you feel. If it's not overbearing, you can put a little piece more in there. But you're going to put that into your hand soap. So when you come home from those services, or even if you got a thing of body wash, okay, mix that in there. So when you come home from those services, and even if you get you some frankincense, that's even better. Put you a cleansing and then a purification essential oil together. When you come home from those services, wash yourself, cleanse yourself from all of that energy, because sometimes, yes, we can say it, we can speak it, but we've put out so much, or people have put out so much at times, that it's not always easy to pull back in what you need. Okay, frankincense is a protective, naturally essential oil. It is a cleansing essential oil. It is a purification essential oil. So if you got you a little piece of that frankincense, a little bit of that pine, and a little bit of that hyssop in there, that will, I call it your aura, people call it your spirit, same thing. spiritually, it will cleanse you, it will purify you, and it will seal you, and it will restore you. So even as your physical body regains its strength after that service, your physical body, your spiritual body is also being fortified and strengthened as well. Because I will find that even times after battling for other people, I will find myself having struggles that I did not have before, okay? And I found out through experience and over time that a lot of time when people are functioning in the church world, or whatever, they're taught how to give out, but they're not necessarily taught all the ways that they can protect themselves and they can build themselves, okay? So I don't see working with essential oils as something that's bad. It is something that's of the earth. It has its own powers, it has its own abilities. A lot of these things are mentioned in the Bible. So those of you who are in that arena, use these things that the Creator has placed here for our benefit, to better restore and to protect yourself. Okay, so back on the love tip. Now that I got that out the way, so back on the love tip. One thing, a couple tips that I can suggest when you are making, again, this oil for, if you're doing this again for love work, for self-love, or to bring in like a romantic love, or to cause yourself to appeal in a better attractive light to people. A couple things I also recommend, even though you're going to use the ylang, and you can use the patchouli, I like to do a well-rounded approach, right? It's like when you cook something, you don't put just like the things that you want to taste. Sometimes it's got to be like a more complete thing, like with baking a cake. If you baking like a lemon pound cake, yeah, you want it to be lemony and sweet, but you can't do away like with the eggs, or you can't do away with like out the baking powder, whatever, to cause it to rise. The baking powder by itself may not have a good taste, but all in all, it builds to a complete recipe to get the end result that you want. So I see building formulas or recipes for energy work or spiritual work the same way. So even though, yeah, you've got your patchouli, you've got your ylang to bring in the love and attraction, you think about it. When you bring in or you're introducing a strong energy of attraction to yourself, you can also potentially draw in people that can be unhealthy, infatuated with you in an unhealthy way. So that's why I like the pine. So when you're mixing everything together, the pine is so that you bring in a love that is clean, that is pure, that is without contamination. So you want to put that into it, so that, especially if you bring it in that romantic love, you want to bring it in the right type of way. Another recommendation that I have, let me just show you some. I usually don't show sometimes stuff that I'm brewing and blending, but this is like an incomplete project. But if you see in here, right there, we got us a piece of clear quartz crystal. Clear quartz is like the blank slate and the all in crystals. It can be whatever you want it to be. If you don't have a particular stone for a particular purpose, clear quartz can be programmed to amplify whatever the intention is. So you have to be clear on your intention. So if, let's say, this blend has, it's got some cinnamon in here. So, we're trying to attract something. We're trying to spice it up. And there's some other things in here. But that clear quartz is going to amplify everything that's in this jar. So this is really good if you're doing something that is for self-love, because you want to amplify in a positive way how you view yourself. You're not viewing yourself against the way that you think society says you should be, or somebody from a previous bad relationship said you should be. You want to view yourself in the purest, highest, most beautiful light. So add you a nice little piece of clear quartz in there to amplify all of the things that you are creating in this formula. So another thing that you could also put in there, I got some ginger root. Okay, ginger root spices up the love life. Again, this could be spicing up, enhancing how you view yourself, or how your significant other views you. This is also good. Let's say if you're in a relationship and you guys have had a rocky patch, you broke up, and you're like, we're going to get back together and we want to work through it, but we want to add in something extra. So if you make, a love oil that you guys can add to your body wash and bathe in, add a little ginger to spice up that love life. You don't need a whole lot, just a little piece, especially if you're going to use this in your body wash. Soak this in your oil, and then put your oil in your body wash. So you can use a little piece of ginger to spice it on up. Okay. Another thing that I always do, again, building a complete recipe. All right. Everything that you do should always have a protective element. Whether people know you're doing this or not, you always want to add a protective element to what you're doing. Okay. So, dragon's blood resin. Okay. Dragon blood's resin, it is a amplifier as well as a stabilizer and a good protecting element. Okay, you don't put the whole thing. Like I get my dragon's blood and I put it in my little mortar and pestle and I'll grind it down and sprinkle just a little bit in my oil because you don't need much. And again, whenever you add something to your oil, you always set the intention on what you're using it for, because a lot of herbs, oils, and resins can be used for a variety of things. So you want to connect with whatever aspect of that ingredient that you want to add to your finished product. Okay, so dragon's blood resin is good to add that protective element, as well as to enhance and bind everything together for your whole greatest intention. And so the last thing that I am going to share, ladies, if you know, this is ladies, if y'all making this for you and you're trying to draw that attractive love, Jezebel root. Okay. Now I know when some people hear, they're like, especially if you're in church, Jezebel was that old crazy witch lady or whatever, and you know she went up against was it the prophet Elijah and whatever, and she worked for Baal and all that. But here's the thing about Jezebel root, and this is how I connect with it, because how you connect with something mentally and emotionally, it affects and will determine what energy or what aspect of that thing that you can pull out. So this is how I look at Jezebel. Jezebel can be used, root can be used for a lot of different things. When you're speaking of love, the thing was this, is that Jezebel was a woman of power. She was effective at what she did, but the most importantly, Jezebel got what she wanted, right? So when you're speaking about love, you want what you want. You know what you want, okay? And you're clear about that. So pull that aspect from Jezebel root, all right? If you're using this to, let's say if you're using this for a spiritual oil to strengthen your spiritual gifts, Jezebel wasn't nothing to play with, okay? Power, tap into that aspect, okay? Something doesn't have to be only bad because you have that one thought of it. Think about the aspect in general. Don't look at the specific acts, okay? So you want to connect with that power. You want to connect with that. And look, and she had reputation. She was well known, okay, for what she did. So think about if you're using this to enhance your business. You want people to know you. You want people to know that you are effective at what you do, especially if you're doing something in the spiritual community. Of course, you want it to be with a good reputation. So don't tie in the whole story of, Jezebel to it. Look at the power that this particular natural element represents and what it can pull into your life. So anyway, I think that's everything that I have for now. So just a few ideas. Whenever you are blending a spiritual oil together, you don't use just the essential oils by itself. You use a base oil, a carrier oil, right? The carrier oil is just what it says. It is going to carry the essence of everything you put into it, right? There's different kind of carrier oils. There's the extra virgin olive oil, there's sweet almond oil, there's jojoba oil, there's hemp seed, all kinds of oil. But my little tip, if you are going to do specifically, again, because we're talking about self-love or romantic love, my recommendation for a carrier oil would be primarily to use something such as jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is technically a liquid wax, but the reason why I recommend that one, it has an indefinite shelf life. It does not go bad like your coconut oils can go bad after a certain amount of time, or your grapeseed oil may only be good for 9 months. Jojoba oil, I've seen in books where it says it has a shelf life of up to 25 years. So my thing is this: if I'm going to add herbs and roots and essential oils that all build and drawing love to me. I want all of that to be based within a carrier oil that lasts for a long time. So I'm connecting with the longevity of the oil, and to me, that's adding to a more complete and powerful finished product. Okay. So just think, if you're going to use something like grapeseed oil that has a shelf life of, I don't know, 6 months, and a love oil, I don't want to put something like that into my love oil, because I don't want short-term love, especially if this is something for yourself, and even romantically. You don't want to just go through these cycles of, I feel good about myself, I don't. I feel good about myself, I don't. So everything that you put into building that finished product, it matters. You connect with each aspect of each ingredient to get the finished product of what it is that you desire to bring in. So that is my recommendation. Jojoba oil, because it's gonna last. And then too, when you're making these oils, you'll find out that they last a while. Like, you don't use that much, so you want something that is going to last the duration of however long, you're focusing specifically on that aspect in your life. So again, jojoba oil, I love it. Get you some good quality clear, get down, Gaia, some clear jojoba oil from a good source. I always say, when you are working with natural ingredients to improve your life, you want to get the best quality ingredients. I know sometimes you can go to, like, Walmart, and they have different things, but your essential oils, you want to get those from a reputable supplier. You want good quality, because you want them to do what you expect them to do. So that's my little 2 cents for today. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I know I kind of went through it kind of quick, because I could just do that once I start talking. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, again, drop a comment below. Feel free to inbox me. I don't consider myself like a super expert guru or whatever, but I love working with the natural elements and ingredients to move through life the way that I want to move through life. So I will be more than happy to share with you what I know. If you have any questions, I'll tell you what I think will work based on my experience, as well as the information that I've been able to find. And as always, do your own research. If it's an ingredient that you're thinking about working with, look it up, study it, see what energetic, properties that item is known for, and like I said, it doesn't have to be anything that's like, oh, that sounds like witchcraft, or that's working roots, whatever. Take all of that off of your mind and look at it like, what life do I want? What do I want in my life? What have I been doing to get those things into my life? And then, how has it worked for me? If you have not gotten the results that you are looking for, that you expect within a reasonable time frame from what you have always done, have an open mind to say, what can I change? What can I do different to move things along in a more satisfying way, in a way that I am comfortable with. Because as always, if it's something that you're not comfortable with, don't do it. But if it's something that, hey, I'm curious about it, and I feel like this is okay, go for it. But again, that's my little 2 cents. Hope y'all enjoy. Until the next time, be well.